there's a lot of talk about testosterone at the moment in terms of once you're over 40, your testosterone is dropping off at a rapid rate, and maybe you should be looking at hormone replacement therapy, getting TRT or getting peptides or something to try and prop your testosterone up. And while that sounds good in theory, there are a lot of simple things that you can do first that are going to maximize that testosterone in your system, and doesn't need to cost a lot of money. In fact, a lot of it is just based on your simple diet and lifestyle factors. And if you can do these things on a regular basis, then your testosterone goes up, your energy goes up, your motivation goes up, your stress goes down, and your life gets a hell of a lot better. So let's look at some of these ways that we can boost your testosterone naturally. So one of the ones that gets a bad rap with testosterone is cardio. But cardio is not all testosterone zapping. It just depends on if you do too much of it. If you overdo it, yeah, it can lead to a decrease in testosterone. If you are training for a marathon or a triathlon or something like that, and you're putting all of this time in to a cardio capacity, you are going to be in a state where your body catabolizes itself, it eats itself. And a lot of the time it's just because you can't get enough calories in to be able to do that. And the constant stress on the body from miles and miles of training, the stress on the body from like all your joints, they can all break down at the same time, leading to decreased energy and increased stress. Increase the stress, the testosterone goes down. But you can do some of these sessions. It might only be 20-30 minutes a few times a week in what they call zone 2 training. Basically, it's training at a pace where you are still able to maintain a conversation, but you're training pretty hard. You're getting a sweat going, but you could still talk to somebody at the same time. Now, this could be whatever form you like. It could be a social sport. It could be riding on an exercise bike or a bike through the park like a lot of these guys are doing behind me. It could be going for a run if your body is allowing you to do that. Rowing. Whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. Honestly, I think social sports are the best way to do it because you're getting that social benefit at the same time, and generally you can do a lot of these things outside in the fresh air, and when you're in fresh air in nature, then that's going to be making a massive difference as well. So that said, hiking would be a great one for that. I spend a lot of time walking, and I wouldn't put walking in that zone 2 cardio most of the time unless you're walking at a pretty decent weight, or you might be walking with a weight vest on or a weighted pack. You could be walking up and down hills, which is something I like to do in winter. Just really good training when it's not so hot, because in Perth in summertime we're looking at 40-degree days on a regular basis, and it could be 30 odd degrees first thing in the morning, so generally not the greatest. But anyway, getting in a couple of sessions of 20 or 30 minutes a couple of times a week, probably pretty good for you in terms of getting your testosterone back up. So it powers up the mitochondria. Mitochondria is your energy powerhouses in the body, so the more that they have that capacity, better your testosterone is going to work out too. Circadian rhythm and circadian timing, that's basically your sleep cycles. If you're getting quality sleep, then that is going to work for you better than a lot of things. If you can get some sunlight first thing in the morning on your skin and in your eyes without the sunglasses, then that is going to help to power up the vitamin D in your body. Vitamin D helps to aid testosterone as well. So you want to be able to sleep in sync with what your body's natural rhythm is. If you're constantly feeding your body artificial light, so fluorescent lights, staying up late, or going out to different parties or what have you, where you're staying out well past sunset and you're not letting your body wind down at the end of the day, then you're overstimulating it, and then you're having to oversleep in it the first thing in the morning. Get into that flow with your circadian rhythm, and you're probably going to be waking up early and going to bed earlier. So I find that I'm awake somewhere around 5:15 to 5:45 most days. That's pretty standard these days, and I'm going to bed fairly early, but that's just part of my lifestyle. one of the first things that I will do, and I'll say one of the first things because generally I'm awake and I'm doing my meditation first thing in the morning. After that, then I'm going to get up and do some exercise, and that'll be just natural sunlight in my eyes and some stretching, loosening up the fascia in my body to allow me to have more energy in the day, and then heading out for a walk like I'm doing right now. I'll go out for a walk in the park, so I'm getting some fresh air, I'm getting the sunlight in my skin, sunlight in my eyes, while I got my sunglasses on right now. Walking to the park, no sunglasses, walking back, probably no sunglasses. I only tend to do the sunglasses because I'm walking directly into the sun most of the time, and I know it's not the best idea for me, but I find that I'm still light sensitive with the chronic fatigue stuff. So as that shifts, that's less reliance on sunglasses, and that's only going to help the hormones in my system to function better, to produce more testosterone and get the body working better. So I would also encourage you to be able to eat at regular times each day as well. If you can eat at regular times and you have your sleep going on with regular times, same sort of bedtime, same sort of wake time each day, that's going to help with your testosterone as well. You've probably heard a lot of talk about saunas and ice baths lately. Both of these things can help to stimulate the body in terms of hormone production. Now, I'm not saying you have to do these things. I'm saying these things are good for you and they can help with testosterone production. It doesn't mean you should do them. If your body is under high stress, you might find that an ice bath is not the best thing for you. You might find that a sauna is not the best thing for you. But that's for you to be able to find out. You have to experiment with your body and just see how it's going to respond. Does it want this stimulus, or is it too much? So you might be better off with, instead of an ice bath, you might be better off with a cold shower, either at the end of your shower or to start your shower. And yeah, it's a shock to the system, but it's a whole lot less of a shock than an ice bath. And it might only be 10 or 15 seconds under the water to be able to just shock your system up and loosen up some of those hormones that are inside there. Another good tip that Dave Asprey, one of the kings of biohacking or pioneers of biohacking, said is you can actually do an ice bath, but just for your face. So putting ice in a bowl and then dipping your whole face in there is going to allow the body to get a lot of the same benefits. It might be 80 or 90% of the benefits that you would get from an actual ice bath, but just dipping your face in there. Again, same thing, it might be 10 or 15 seconds where you are under the water and coming up for air and repeating several times, and that puts you in a state where you can get that same sort of response without breaking your system or pushing yourself too hard, because the stress of that is nowhere near the same as the stress of sitting in an ice bath. Also, it doesn't take up all the extra room or the time to actually do that sort of thing. As far as a sauna goes, saunas are great. You'll get a lot of the same benefits from just using exercise or getting out and getting a sweat. But if you have access to a sauna, that's always a good way to go. There might be a sauna at your gym that you can use, so that's a great place to start. If you can have one at your house, even better, because you know you've got access to that there and then. You can also do all your stretches and stuff in the sauna, which allows you to work at a better rate, just maximize your time. You can listen to your music or listen to a podcast or audio book or something like that, so you're really getting a good use of what you're doing. I have what is a sauna blanket. So it's very much like a sleeping bag. You sit or you lie down inside the sleeping bag or sauna blanket, and it heats you up with infrared radiation or infrared whatever it is, and you'll get your body sweating that way. Same thing. And that's something that I can do at home. It doesn't take a huge amount of time. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room, but both of these stimuli are going to help with testosterone production. And the more help that we can get from that, the better it's going to be. Now you can also use targeted nutrients that are going to help with testosterone production. So omega-3s, generally in higher dosage, they're going to be able to help you. So fish, oily fish, fatty fish, fish oil, those sort of things are all going to help. B vitamins are also good. B vitamins help for energy, and they will help with your testosterone production as well. There are plenty of other different supplements that may help, but they are helpers. So don't rely on that. And honestly, if you're going to go down the supplement path, I recommend you go and work with a naturopath, someone who can figure out exactly what is the best thing for you in whatever doses they are, rather than just going and getting whatever off the shelf and going with that. I'm not going to say you need to go and get this or this. Those nutrients that I recommended, they are just ideas. Now, I use both of these things, but I'm not telling you you need those. Like I said, I'd rather a naturopath told you that that was something that's going to be beneficial for you, because then they're looking at your body and your specific needs and working exactly from there. Finally, if you have a tribe and a purpose, if you are having joy in your life, if you are having a good time, if you feel like you are on point and living your best life, then that means you've got less stress going on and more joy in your life, and that too is going to drive up your testosterone production. So we've got a great tribe of people, men over 40, all in the same place, all with the same idea. So spending time with them, able to help you feel your best, allow you to feel like yourself, feel like you are connected to a community, feel like you are something important. On top of that is, if you can align your career, your job career and your mission up with what you want to do, and you're living that every day, then as you are living your truth, you are then able to feel better about yourself, and that's not going to suppress anything in the body, it's only going to lift you up. So that's going to help with your testosterone as well. Once you get these things working, that improves your lifestyle, it improves your quality of life. And when these things are improved, again, stress is released, stress is reduced, and you feel better on a daily basis. You can do more, be more. It's going to improve your testosterone as well. Finally, just eating real food. Eating quality food. You get your diet to the point where you're just eating single ingredient foods, and that is going to be the biggest difference you can get when you stop putting shit in your body and you are just feeding it what it needs. You are no longer putting the cheap fuel into the Ferrari, you are giving it the high quality race fuel that it needs. And yes, you are a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or some other exotic car, you are not a Datsun 120Y. So make sure you are giving your body what it needs with quality protein. So I recommend grass-fed or organic meats if you can. Wild game is great too. High quality fats in the form of organic grass-fed butter, coconut oil. You can use MCT oils. Ghee can be good. Tallow, so that is the fat that you would get from your meats. If they're coming from grass-fed sources, then that's really high quality for you. And then quality fruits and vegetables as well. Obviously organic is best if you can get them, but that's not always possible. So if you are getting non-organic vegetables and fruits, you can wash them in a bath. It looks like 10 minutes soaking in the sink with apple cider vinegar. You could scrub them with like a scrubbing brush as well, and that helps to get any of the residues off the outside of any of the fruits, vegetables, whatever. I know that might sound weird, but they actually wax apples, and there's waxes on different things to help preserve the fruits and vegetables these days. That stuff is not great for you. So the more you can get that stuff off, the better the quality of the food is going to be going into your system. Again, if you need carbohydrates, that's fine, but you want to do the same thing. So if it's coming from potatoes, sweet potatoes, make sure you're washing them or peeling them. Peeling them seems to be a whole lot better, but if you want to go grains, I tend to stick with white rice. Basmati rice is my rice of choice, but different people prefer different things. Some people prefer brown rice, some people prefer jasmine rice. Find what works best with your body. You may want other gluten-free grains, and that can be fine, but generally I try and stick with rice because it's just less reactive for most people's bodies. The cool thing with rice is you don't have to have just rice. You can have rice flakes, you can have rice bubbles or like puffed rice, you can have rice noodles, which I think are a great substitute for pasta. There's lots of different varieties that you can use to be able to keep your meals interesting and keep your health in a better position. So final thing for testosterone, strength training. If you're lifting heavy, and that could be a couple of times a week, and it doesn't have to be trying to set PRs like you did when you were 20. It just means lifting something that is heavy for you right now. Rep ranges, let's say anywhere between 6 and 12 reps. That's going to be pretty good for you. Anything more than that is potentially too stimulating or too high a risk of injury, but I don't want to go too far into that. It's just the idea of trying to do some form of heavy strength training on a regular basis during your week is going to help make you feel a whole lot better and lift that testosterone up. So if you're not sure where to start with any of these things, I've got a heap of free resources inside our school community. Click the link in the description, that'll send you through there. If you join up, you are going to have access to the free vitality audit. That'll tell you where your energy is at, if you're doing good, you're doing bad, or if you are at a place which is a little bit in the danger zone and you really need to take action right away. And finally, there is a 14-day vitality audit, 14-day energy upgrade, where you are able to work on things for the next couple of weeks. Might take 10 to 15 minutes a day, but it's going to improve your energy and decrease your stress, and you'll notice the difference within maybe 2 or 3 days of how much better you're starting to feel. And that is only going to encourage you to do more, be better. I mentioned strength training. If you're not sure where to start, then you can grab the muscle and metabolism challenge that's in there, also free. There's a ton of free resources in there. Again, if you join up and you're not sure where to start or what to do next, just ask me a question or ask one of the other people a question. Just put your question into the community. We'll help you out to get you going on this journey, because the more you can do the simple things for your testosterone, the less you have to worry about trying to overdo it with more complex matters. So jump in, and I'll talk to you again soon.